Good morning, everyone. How are we doing? Good morning, yeah. Good morning, Alex. Good morning, Amberish. Good morning, C1. Andres, James, Chris. Good morning, guys. Welcome, welcome. How was the long weekend? Abish, good morning. Jason, are we ready for the week? Boring. Yeah, that's usually what happens when you are a trader. Okay, let me check the news calendar for a second. Before we start, I want to see what we have today and the coming days. Apply. Not much. We don't have much news. Good morning, Ed. Good morning, Tom. Um, yeah, we don't have much news. The only news that we have are what is it? Thursday, 8:30 a.m. Besides this, not much. Uh, but yeah, great. We're gonna start as usual with the top-down analysis. Is this, but this dropped now, like today? Because yesterday we also had news uh, about Iran, like not, I don't know, something about uranium. I don't know if they gave up on like having uranium on the region or something like this. Good morning, TTB. But yeah, whatever. We're gonna do the usual uh, top-down analysis. Let's see if we can find the bias. Good morning, Nate. Who cares? We have our smooth edges. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Okay, let's start with the daily. Let me remove this execution mark from the trade that I took yesterday. Um, what can I say? We still remain bullish. Um, we tapped into this weekly fair value gap that we mentioned quite a lot lately. Boom. Just want to change this. There you go. Uh, and we are on this C3 on the weekly chart after tapping the fair value gap and sweeping the previous below. And on the daily, kind of the same thing. We swept this low here within this fair value gap, and we kept moving higher. I don't know if you remember, but the target was all-time high again. Today we gap tap to the upside. We gap and we took previous day high, and we created an all-time high. So that's something interesting to see, obviously, because now that we're talking external range liquidity, we need to see what we're gonna do. Um, there's nothing for me to think that we want to start moving lower. That was the first sign, but we held price relatively nice, and now we are trading at all-time highs again. So I guess for today in the daily, I would say bullish or neutral, not bearish. Um, it is true that we have We have Devil Smart here on the daily. So maybe that's a bad sign for longs, at least for the London session. Let me mark out the Devil Smart. Um, but besides this, I cannot think about the shorts, to be honest. We are constantly trying to go up. Yeah, that's the only thing. The gap and the Devil's Mark here. That might be the possibility for the short term short, maybe during London, to then keep going higher. We've checked like a couple. We have this Devil's Mark that we didn't take here, but I think we created some sort of Devil Mark one day, and we actually took it the same day. So let's see. Let's go down to the 4 hour. Here on the 4 hour, we have two things. Okay, let me mark out this because this is previous day high. This is previous all-time high. Just to have everything laid out on chart, and that's the Davis mark, obviously. The gap is all of this. On the 4 hour, good morning, KV. We have two things. One of them being this fair value gap here to the downside, and this huge fair value gap to the upside. I guess there's more reasons for short during London session than for longs, maybe just because of the devil's mark, just because of the gap here. This daily fair value gap, I don't know. It's just maybe too big to get a reaction of it. For now, it is true. Jason mentioned it. The 4 hour gap to the downside is like we're getting a reaction out of it. On the hourly, let me check. I need to check the stab map. Stab map. Open high, look close. We're trading above minus manipulation. And if we start trading like below, like we're doing, if we cannot keep going higher here on the minus manipulation area, that's a sign for a lower move. But for now, seems to be trying. So I guess it's just a matter of waiting a few minutes. Yeah, and the hourly, we don't have fair value gaps to the downside. We do have a similar fair value gap here um, as in the 4 hour. I don't know. I start seeing like different things that tell me that we can go higher, that we can go lower, because we also have smooth edges here, and that's really nice to have. Um, are you trading today like it's a Monday because of the merge candles on the daily? Yeah, I guess we could trade it like a Monday. I'm not gonna like mentally trade it like a Monday. But obviously it's the first day, like first trading day of the week. So I guess the same things you would expect to happen on a Monday, you can translate it and think about the same way for today. Yeah. Let's go to the 15. Good morning, good morning. On the 15, there's a fair value gap here that we tap. Boom. Uh, but like looking closer to this price action on the 15 minute, there's nothing. The only thing might be this 15-minute gap here that we tapped in. We continue lower, but like looking at the recent price action, there's no fair value gaps to the upside. There's no fair value gaps to the downside. Uh, so the 15 minute is just maybe more noisy than the higher time frame right now. Good morning, Andrew. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. And also, if we check the 5 minute or the 1 minute, the chart looks weird. Like looks consolidation, like it's an extreme consolidation here. And it's not pretty to look at, to be honest. So I guess let's review again the bias because today I have it like a bit weird. If this for our host is a short, we have smooth edges, but we also have a devil's mark plus a gap below. We took previously high already, so the clear draw here is the smooth edges. Let me check on ES if we have the smooth edges or not. We don't have the smooth edges on ES. That's a shame. So I guess that smooth edges logic kind of goes away. Liquidity sweep. I want to feel bullish because the higher time frame feels bullish, but checking out the lower time frames, um, I don't know why it looks like we might have a lower move. Good morning. Can I ask what's the difference between your model and Tyler Unicorn model? Yeah. So Tyler focused really much on the session openings. So Tyler wanted to see the unicorn or the breaker to form at New York session open or London. He didn't trade London, uh, but he basically wanted to see the entry function happen at the open of the session, and that's something good. But you are so dependent on the session opens when you're looking like this, like to trade like this, that when you like if you're trading prop firms or you are not trading your own capital, uh, it turns like it's really hard to have good frequency by by just trading the open. So what I did was just try to find a way to have more frequency. So that I what I did was add more points of interest or moments where you could start looking for a trade. And that's how we came up with the idea of sweeping the open high low closes of a higher time frame and then looking into a lower time frame, and having like more time windows and points of interest where you could start looking for the unicorn to happen that the statistically remain good enough and the frequency was a bit higher. But essentially it's the same thing. Like when it comes to the entry function, it's just the same thing. Okay, 3 a.m. move lower. Um, there's nothing for me to take a short. Doing good, Karen. How you doing? Mm, 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 mm. We check 15 minute. We didn't sweep anything in the 15 minute. 1 hour, 4 hour. The reaction is good from the flower on the fair paragraph right here, but there's nothing for me to take any shorts. This is a 4 hour fair paragraph, just so we know. Damn, GG, GG. Yeah, like the short from the fair paragraph looked clean. Thank you, Justin. Yeah, to be honest, it's something that I really wanted to do. Um, like it's been like someone mentioned Tyler right now on chat, and it is something that we both talked about a while ago, like 2 years ago or something like this. Um, so it was something that it was in my mind for a long time to do the indicator, like see your model on an automatic mode, and especially I think the breaker and the unicorn logic for the model is quite hard to code it like in a right way, so it doesn't like take all of the breaker, all of the unicorns that you have on screen. Let's see, let's see. Mm, not out yet, not out. We are testing it. I mean, the testing phase is over, pretty much. But we are launching the tool on Thursday. Looking for shorts, yeah. Good morning. It was yeah, that was the idea, to look for shorts, but hey, guess from this liquidity sweep, maybe looking for a 5 minute could be all right, maybe. Minus break. And then this is the devil does okay, the devil's mark in the open is way below. We have this low over here. And sure as they finally blessed in London again, yeah. I want to see if this 5 minute closes below here. Now closing blow, candle 225. It, the thing, no, 225. It couldn't because you don't have like there's no liquidity sweep over here. Like for the 225 to be a breaker block, this movement here should have taken the high of this one and then going lower because you don't have any liquidity sweep over there, right? Like there's no liquidity sweep that you can start looking for the breaker from. Then there's what Zerong, or I don't know how you pronounce your name, or you want me to pronounce your name, Z1. Um, if you want to apply the logic of if one of the assets that's correlated to NQ took the high and we have SMT and you want to form the breaker based on the SMT, you can do it. I just don't like to use it that much, like decide the breakers, decide the breakers, out of the SMTs of other assets. But I guess if you do, you can use it obviously. Yeah, right. That's completely right. On ES, we do have the breaker block on ES because we have an SMT here with ES. See if we get the closure. We have the fair value gap aligned here on the 5 minute minus fair value gap. Um, do we have swing on ES? Exactly, we do have some sort of swing here. Okay, we do have a breaker block here. Okay, to our how this would look like this. We have the fair value gap. I guess I'm gonna give it a go, but I think I'm gonna do it on MNQ just to make sure that I don't risk too much. 5, yeah, 225 risk. I think that's good enough. Here, 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 here. That's gonna be the breaker block because this is the liquidity sweep. That's a liquidity sweep, and that's gonna be the break-even area. If we ever go there, Let's see if we keep going lower on Q, the break-even point area for me is going to be this high here, the Asia high. Uh, break-even point. What is ES doing? Took yes, we took the high, like the low, my bad. So we have an SMT here. That's true. So yeah, if we ever get here, that's gonna be the break-even area. I don't want to, get caught onto this. Oh, we are past below it. So I guess I'm moving break-even here. I don't want to see this coming back to my entry after sweeping this low. I think it makes sense. We swept Asia low, so a closure on the 5 minute below this, it's gonna be really nice. I can completely get stopped out here, break even. That's the truth, because we swept this low, and I wouldn't be surprised if somehow we have a retracement back into the entry. Like, but at this point, after sweeping this low, that's a really significant low along the move. I just prefer to get stopped out in case we start trading back again to the upside and get my break even, then trying to just get this to take profit without like moving break even and trying to cover my back. The reaction is huge here from Asia low. Let's see if we can hold it without going back to break even. Juno, what did you have for lunch yesterday? What did I have? What did I have? Yesterday was Monday. Um, Jesus, I live on autopilot when I'm here. So, what did I have? I think I did myself some chicken. Yeah, I think it was chicken. What did you have to eat Sunday? I had pasta. Yeah, I think Justin just joins the stream to ask what did I eat. I don't know if it's my mom with like a fake handle here, like it's my mom just coming into my stream asking. Yeah, I'm usually trading. I know, I know. Okay, on the 5 minute, great reaction out of this Asia low. Bro is on a trade. I mean, my job here is done with this trade. If it goes to take profit, it's just the market's job, not mine at this point, being honest. Yes, still trading same area, a little bit below the Asia low here. 3 minutes for this 5 minute candle here. I would really like to get a closure below the level. Moshi Moshi, hello. Maxi, how did the wedding go? So yeah, this 5 minute would be crazy good if we could close it below the break-even point. It went. Ooh. Can it also have reaction from the 15-minute gap up candle as a 15-minute fair gap? What do you mean, Karen? Like this 15-minute gap that we are forming here? Or do we have like any other 15-minute gap? Oh, we have a 15-minute gap right here is the one that you're referring to. This one that we have on the left, like within the like close to the opening. I mean, of course, we can have a reaction from this, but yeah, I don't know. Being break even at this point is just a matter of how long do I want to have this trade for. If I wanted to hold it, the money fund, yeah, uh, yeah, I guess we can have a reaction, obviously. But at this point that we are break even, just matter of how long do we want to have this trade for. If we want to wait for the like if we wanted to go out like get out on this fair value gap, it would be 1.6R. The new week opening gap would be, yeah, I mean it could be a fucking great target. I'm using it instead for the bias, so that's where part of the bias for the short is coming from, the new week opening gap. If you want to hold this into the new week opening gap, you're gonna be, I mean, you're gonna catch an insane trade if you can make it down there. But yeah, let me check the 15 minute, swept the 15-minute low. So we have 10 minutes for this 15-minute candle. So again, a closure below the 15-minute low here. This 5-minute looks like it's going to close below the break-even point, so below Asia low. Good sign for the short. I don't want to jinx it because it's going to do the opposite thing. Oh wait, we are 200 people on X today. Welcome everyone. Okay, as I said, it's going to do the opposite thing. 5-minute trading back again above the Asia low. Mhm. And check yes. Yes, did the same thing. Swap previous 15. And we didn't get a closure below the break-even point or the Asia low. And my trades are always like this. If I'm expecting something, it's gonna take so long to do what I'm waiting. Now, just funny enough, talking about the indicator, I have the tool obviously on a different screen. Um, and it did print out this trade insanely perfect. That's that's we had on a 1 hour seeing a 4 hour open high low close with the fair value gap, and it's just printing the trade to the tick. Uh, May could you share some statistics on place? I could share. I could share, yeah, but I'm gonna tell you, I tested it because of the unicorn indicator tool um, process that we've gone through to have something in place that works, we had to test different things. Because, like, when it comes to the tool, we obviously wanted to do something meaningful, like not just coding something for the sake of having a tool. But if it doesn't work, it wouldn't matter. Like, we wanted something to work. So obviously we tested with different settings, we tested with different things, and using the breaker as the invalidation has like a great impact on the statistics versus using it on the high. Like, we're telling you like a difference of like a 15% difference on the win rate, probably something like this. Why are you not training with the tool now? Because the tool's not out yet. We're gonna do a live stream for the launch of it inside the 2 Degrees Discord server. So I don't want to just show too much. I'm just trying to show like here and there how it looks, but not talking about how it works. I wanna I wanna talk about how it works, the settings and everything on Thursday. That's why I'm just not having it on constantly on my screen. Looks like we're gonna get stopped out break even on this. That's the truth. Do you have also backtesting performance for this tool? Yeah, I do have backtesting performance, yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I can see your messages. My bad. How did you get into the lab? So basically, I I was part of another trading group where Alex was inside, and when he eventually started the lab with Gain, I joined the lab as a user because I knew Alex. So I asked Alex, "Hey, can you hook me up with this and get me into the lab? I want to see how everything goes." And yeah, I started like a user, and eventually I started sharing my things. And Kane and Alex decided that I could be a good fit for the lab, and I joined. And it's been 2 years. Let's see if we can hold this. I don't want to get stopped out, sadly. I mean, stopped out. It's going to be a break even, not not a big deal. But is Alex developing an indicator for his hobby model? I think I saw an indicator on his indicator list. Could be. I'm not really sure, to be honest. It could be. It could be that that he's doing also something. I'm really interested on it because Andres, like as I was saying, that the statistics differences are huge while using the the invalidation on the swing or on the breaker. And I can tell you, when it comes to win rate and the expected R at the end of the month or like in a long time period, it's best to use the invalidation on the breaker. The thing is, we decided to not share the exact statistics here because we cannot like tell people what to do. Like if we added the statistics into the tool, uh, we could like that would be really close to financial advice, and we cannot do this. You were with Alex in Chroma Trading, right? Yeah, I was. I was trading with Alex, with Tyler. Yap was also here. Um, he was also there, like guy that he joins the streams often. I don't know if he's around or not, but yeah, we're a bunch of there, like a bunch of us there. Yep, there he is. And it's been years already. It's been like what 3 years of that, like 2023 to 2024. It's been a long time. Okay, getting back into the trade. Let's see if we can just manage to keep going lower and get a closure below the break-even point. It's just sad that we had like three sweeps into this Asia low. Yeah, Tom also Subcell was also inside Chroma. And now, if we could even close below this low here, if that's going to be a closure also, if we can get the 15-minute to close below the previous 15-minute low, that would be insane. I think that would be a really, um, where am I from? So I guess by my accent and my way of like talking, um, I'm not an English speaker. I'm from Spain and I live in Spain. So, but yeah, I'm from Spain, brother. From Mexico. No, that's Alex, not me. Closely looking at the 50-minute, 38 seconds for it to close. Looks like we're not going to get the closure below the previous 50-minute low. Just so sad. But I guess we're going to get the closure below the break-even point, maybe. MES. Alex is from Mexico. I mean, Alex is from Colombia, but we have like the running joke that he's from Mexico. And the 5 minute not getting the closure above the Asia low. Oh, what a shame. It's holding this area really nice. Like, I really need to start seeing price to like accept lower. Otherwise, it's going to be a break-even trade. If it was close above Asia high, can we buy? I guess for a buy here, um, like the bias for me is short. That's why I don't want to look for a buy. Like on any other setup scenario after the sweep, we might be looking for a buy trade or setup. It is true that we swept previous 15. If we start trading higher past this area here, that would be concerning for the short, and maybe a long could be in play. But for now, not interested in buying so far. Do, do, do. I'm actually so pissed that I didn't get filled. I know. We are really close to getting to 100 people here doing London. That's insane. Guys, that's really insane. Thank you so much. There it goes. What a push lower. GG. 2R on this trade. Damn. We did it again. To be honest, guys, I need to tell you that I've been trading with this tool, like the indicator thing, for like a few weeks now, having it on my side screen, and it's insane. It's really fucking insane. It makes everything so easy. Like obviously I can see the same thing. Um, I can see the same thing without the tool, but the tool being able to print the setups that I'm looking for with this precision, it's truly insane. I never thought I would be able to create something like this. Thank you, Zeus. Yeah, it's going to happen. Like I have a giveaway plan for for the after launch. Um, is that the TTFM unicorn model? Uh, it's not the TTFM. You can pair it with it, and it's gonna work really nice. Like if you use a fractal model, and then on top you add the unicorn tool, I can tell you it's crazy. Um, because I know people that is like testing it. They're testing it, using it this way, and I can tell you it works really nice. So it's a good combo. Another trade fight funded. Let's go. You're holding it. Damn. You're holding it to new week opening gap. You crazy boy. But yeah, like it looks like we are going to the new week opening gap. Like the draw on liquidity is there. Basically, that's the idea. Also, so thank you, Wine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're starting the week the right way. Yesterday I had two wins. One of them, where was it? One of them was around uh I don't remember. I don't know. I don't know because it was on NQ. This one on the 1 minute. Like I took this long with the tool here. See, that was clean as fuck. This unicorn yesterday here that formed with the tool. I got the notification and I got in real quick. That was fucking clean. Uh, that's exactly the indicator combo that you want to use. Yeah, Nate, I can tell you it works really nice. GG, Andres. Yeah, I saw a bunch of people who took it. Doo-doo-doo. What tool do you use to create designs? I use Figma. I, I use Photoshop and like the Adobe pack for a long time, but I made the switch completely to Figma. So I use Figma for everything. You know, it might be time to go back to the The real candidate's more beautiful. Can you send me the link to get in on the whitelist? Yeah, Alex, just let me send you. I mean, you can visit the unicornmodel.com if you want to get it. The unicornmodel.com. That's the website for the whitelist. Your design skills are fucking insane. Thank you, brother. And it's hard to think that I've never like I started graphic design for like a year, but it was something that I really did for like for fun. And I started doing it for fun. And eventually I mean, I wouldn't say I'm good. Like I think I can do stuff and I have good taste, but yeah, I just mainly did it for fun and it was everything was um self-taught, like watching videos, trying to do stuff. Mhm. I'm gonna take a picture of this. This was fucking clean out of the 4 hour gap. Everyone understands why we took this trade, right? Because I don't mind going over the trade again, explaining. Go over, please. So, checking the 4 hour. What do we see on the 4 hour? We see that we have a fair value gap right here. We formed a bias. So the first thing we did, I'm going with your question next, Henry. What do? We did the top-down analysis, and we decided that shorts were more favorable, like it were more likely to happen uh, than longs. So we formed first the bias for shorts. Then we saw this 4 hour gap here that we tapped into it. We swept the previous 4 hour high. We tapped into the 4 hour gap, and we started like we saw the reaction before the trade, if that makes sense. So then we started looking for something on the lower time frame. So eventually you can see the same trade on the 15 and it is also printing like the unicorn tool is also printing the same trade on the 15 minute because there's a trade over there, there's the breaker block. The only thing is that we didn't have an entry on the 15, but if you go to the 5 minute, we see that we tap the 4 hour gap and we start moving lower. At some point we close below a breaker block that forms a unicorn by creating a fair value gap, and we just have to get into with the limit order. And then the break even criteria here was to just move to break even whenever we took Asia low, because the way I want to move to break even is if we have any significant liquidity areas along the move, along my trade, if we hit one of those liquidity areas where price might have a reaction, we want to secure like the trade. So that's why I moved break even here. It was close to the break even, but hey, that was a good break even. We didn't tap into it. We were safe. Eventually, we just moved lower. We tapped into this 15-minute gap also for like this reaction here. But I guess the key here was having the bias to the downside, seeing the fair value gap tap, seeing how displacement through the breaker happened, how creating the unicorn here after that thing. Like everything fits um, into the puzzle. Having the 4 hour, having the bias lower, having the breaker block, having the fair value gap, creating the unicorn. That's all the checklist that we have to go through. Uh, and then we had the 2R. Any promo for that wait list? So far, nothing, Andreas. Like we're not launching any promos as for now. I'm sure in the future we're gonna have like a discount code for the lab or something like this. But for now, no. Like I guess the wait list is just for the people that really believe in the tool. As for now, because we didn't show much, We didn't show how it actually works, what you can do, what you cannot do. Um, that's why, like, I think for now, the tool, the way this is for someone that really believes in the tool and really wants to check it out right away. If not, like, we're gonna do the stream, you're gonna see how the tool works, and you can decide if it's worth it or not for you. I would take the 15 minute. I guess so. I guess you could take the 15 minute. The only thing is it really depends on this reaction. Like, yeah, I guess you could do this. Yeah. I wouldn't personally, to be honest. I think the best trade was on the 5 minute, 15 minute would be too much. Like, it is the same breaker, so essentially you would be getting into the 5 minute also. If I did it, I would do it with like low risk. If I was you, this rejection was crazy, man. That's the thing, the fucking rejection right there. I don't know how I do it, but I have an ongoing joke with my friends that also trade. That whenever I get out of the position, the market starts moving the other way. Like when I get my 2R, the 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 chart starts trading into the opposite way. A joke, yeah. Is there not? There is one. There's one, but we need like the tool. Like the thing is, the tool already like this trade um already gave 2R before. Like, do you see that how this colored box here that's super light is marking the fair value gap aligning with the breaker, so it plots as a unicorn. It is this color because after the closure below the unicorn and the 2R, we already hit 2R before getting an entry. So the tool considers that this trade is not like valid anymore. It was a good setup. It just didn't give entry on the 15. I guess what we could do here is just wait for the 15-minute tap to like gap tap here on the 15 minute and see if we form something on the 1 minute. That would be nice. But yeah, I'm gonna deactivate the tool for now because otherwise we're gonna be like constantly seeing the trade out. That's a trade. Let me check the 1 minute. We tapped the 15 gap, not yet. What's a breaker? Wow, good question. So a breaker block is just an order block that completely got disrespected. You have to you have different ways to understand a breaker block. But for me, oh yeah, Henry, I forgot about your question. Let me go over your question first. You asked me, let me check. You asked me, I keep over leveraging. Did you ever have that phase? Of course, I had that phase. And that's all because you want to rush. I get it. You got told that trading was something quick, and that you could like learn it and master it really quick. The truth is like the complete opposite. Uh, for me, and I guess for many traders that eventually have overcome that feeling, in my case, I completely dodged like the ground, like rock bottom. Um, when I started like losing accounts at a speed that I couldn't afford anymore to lose accounts. At that point, like one day I just made the click and I tried. Like it all comes about reducing the risk that you put into a trade, right? Uh, if you just try it one time, trying to just reduce the risk, your trading is going to change so much. I know it's easy to say. I know we all want to get to payout and we want to get paid as soon as possible, but the trading experience completely changes whenever you're not feeling anxious about your what you're risking. If you really want to trade more, reduce your risk, allow yourself to be able to trade more. But if you just like over risk on your first trade and then it goes to stop loss and you've put like an insane amount into that trade, you're not allowing yourself to trade more. You're not allowing yourself to have like a second trade or a third trade. Just try to risk less on the first one. If it goes wrong, you risk like a good amount of money that you can afford another trade or another two trades. Like it's finding the balance of what you want to look for. Like if you can manage to get one trade and stop, just increase the risk on that one trade. But if you want to trade more, the risk, like it really depends like on how you are as a trader, Henry. Because like, yeah, over leveraging is a problem. How you do it is also like key part of how to fix the problem. How do you over leverage? Like, do you trade? Like, do you over leverage on a single trade? Do you over leverage on a daily, like on throughout the day? Going back to the question, what's a breaker block? As I would say, it's an order block that completely fails, and then price runs through the OB, and once we close above the OB, that turns into a breaker block. But for me, the easiest explanation of what's a breaker block, when I try to explain to someone new that doesn't know what it's a breaker block, I always reference it as a pattern formation. It's a pattern formation that for a bullish breaker block, you have a low, a high, a lower low, and a higher high. That's the pattern formation. And then you have the low, the high, the lower low. The lower low, you can see that takes the first low. Boom. That's going to be the liquidity sweep. That's the sequence that you want to look for a breaker. Low, high, lower low, higher high. That lower low here taking the first low. And the breaker is going to be on a bullish scenario, the highest upside candles, consecutive upside candles before the move that takes liquidity. So before defining the breaker block, do you need to define what's the move that takes liquidity? What's the move that takes liquidity on this example? All of this is going to be the move that takes liquidity. So you have identified the move that takes liquidity. You have to go back and look for the highest up close candle or consecutive up close candles before the move that takes liquidity. So the breaker, you're going to find the breaker in this area. You're going to select the breaker, like by the definition, and that's going to be the breaker. And once we create the higher high and we close the higher high and we confirm the higher high on the same time frame that we are looking for the same thing here, what you want to expect is a touch into the breaker block and move higher. Let's reference it here, the same structure here, but on the chart, but to the downside. On a breaker block to the downside, the logic is that we have a high, a low, a higher high, and then a lower low. And then the breaker block are going to be the lowest downside candles or consecutive downside candles before the move that takes liquidity. The move that takes liquidity here, what is it? It is all of this. So if we go back following the definition, that's the breaker to the downside. And then we want to look for this. Like you're going to see that this pattern repeats over and over and over and over in the chart. And you cannot consider this pattern as something that you can take action every time. You need to look for more things when this happens. Like you can see that this happened right when we tapped into the 4 hour fair value gap. That's why this qualified as a good trade, as a good breaker block to use, because something else happened at the same time this pattern formation formed. Yeah, Henry. I feel you. So you're trying to like I think I know what's happening to you. Like when you get a trade, like a good trade, like a winning trade, you're good for the day. But when you take a losing trade, you cannot accept that loss and you keep trying and keep trying. If you cover it back and you make money, all good. But if you keep failing and failing, you're like getting into the loop of trying and trying and trying and trying. And now I know it's really hard because I think that's probably the hardest part of trading, the one that we all went through. I went through this. Um, but yeah, try to just I don't know which prop are you trading. There's tools for you to lock the accounts. Uh, but for me, as I was saying before, it was a matter of like I completely reached to the point where I had to really think of what I was doing and stop doing like stupid things because I couldn't like afford the amount of accounts that I was losing at first. And one day I just made the click and tried to change that. Would you take this 3 minute unicorn? 3 minute. I usually don't trade the 3 minutes, but it's just the same thing. 3 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute. It's the same setup here. So maybe that's a good confluence for the short to keep going. Like we tap into the breaker again, we're going lower. I don't know. It's hard to say because like for me, the trade already happened. I look for 2R. If we talk about the bias, of course, I think we can keep going lower. Any journal recommendations apart from TradeZella? Mm, not really. I think like the journal platform is like the least important things. You can just use Notion or I don't know, pipe code your own platform based on the needs that you want. Like it's not that hard. Like you can use Claude or any other AI and you can create your own journal really quick. And that way you can like add or remove like anything from the journal, like any statistics, anything that you might find useful. Yeah, I guess that was a great reaction off of the same area. I don't know if anyone took the like had the balls to take it, but if you did, GG. Took it on the 15, GG at. Nice. That's what I want to see. Independent thinking. Thank God this push here took the take profit. If this reverse, like I don't know, after taking this, if this reverse into the entry after like this move without taking market profit, I would just go completely nuts. Yeah, right, Oscar. It looks like because I mean it makes sense that it dumps. It also makes sense that it takes time. We're going through a 4 hour, like a huge 4 hour gap, but we have the gap here. We have the devil's mark. See, we created the week already on the weekly by the devil's mark logic. So really fucking nice. I think that was clean. Oh no, I was looking for I was checking at the mini at the micro. We still have the devil's mark. My bad. The- I always keep forgetting that I'm when I'm checking for for the mini or the micro contract. What's the devil's mark logic? So the devil's mark logic is that let me remove everything. If you check the candles here, like pretty much 90 something percent of them have a week higher and a week lower. So when we have this type, like when we open and we just keep moving one side of the market and we don't like satisfy the other side, like see how we have a week to to the upside, but we don't have a week to the low to the downside. If again, if we follow the logic of checking the daily chart here and trying to look for devil's marks, here we have one, here we have another one, but it's something like rare to have a candle where it just has 1 week on one side and not both. So the logic here is that if we still don't have a week lower, one, we might create it. So we might still need to go lower. That's also a sign for us to keep looking for shorts because we need to create the week lower on the daily candle. And if we don't actually create the wick, that's still going to be an area for us to keep looking in the future, in the coming days, because at the end of the day, that was like a February gap. That's an area where something like we didn't move in in a balanced way. Like we didn't satisfy that part of the candle. So eventually we're gonna get there. Most likely. In this case, we dropped. We didn't take it. I don't know if we created SMT here with yes or something like this. But if you start looking back and you look for Devil's Mark, you're gonna see that price. It's hard to even find one on the daily chart, to be honest. Devil's Mark, Devil's Mark. I cannot find any Devil's Mark here to try and show you. But yeah, like if you follow this logic, you're gonna be able to form bias most of the time because like we need to create the wick. The devil's mark thing happens on any time frame, like the 15 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour. But I think for me, the daily chart is just the strongest one because if you try to look for a devil's mark on the daily chart, you're gonna have a hard time. So that means that most of the times we create both weeks. Took the reversal buy at 26 and out at 93. What a beast. 62. What did I say? I said 26. 62. 93. GG. Karen. Nice one. I have plans for continuation cells. I guess the plan was a tap into the 15 and trade a short maybe around here. That could have been a great short on the 1 minute. That's the breaker block lower. Yeah, that could have been a great short. Let me check if the tool would have caught it. I guess it should have because that's the breaker block. We have the 15-minute swing. Let me check. Oh, it didn't on MNQ, but I think it did on NQ, right? Yeah, on NQ printed the short here out of the 15-minute fair value gap. See, 15-minute fair value gap. We swept previous 15-minute high here. That's a short on the 15. If we go to the 1 minute, that's a short on the 1 minute. So I guess I would have taken this short, tutoir. Yep, that was a nice try on the based on the 15-minute time frame and the 1 minute entry. Holy, yeah, that was clean as fuck. That indicator tool is one of the tools that we are. I mean, it's the only tool that I'm releasing. But we built a unicorn uh, model indicator. This one, the one that we took the short with, like it printed the short. I took the short, and then the 1 minute also printed a 1 minute trade. We also had a 1 minute long here that didn't give an entry, but it did also print the short out of the fair value gap. So it's just a model that automates the. It's just a tool that automates the same things that I look myself, but the logic is into a tool that plots everything for you, like the breaker block, the fair value gap. It also has trading, like if trading view alerts, so you can set up the alerts, so you get the notification. You can create different notifications. Like I just want to get notifications on the 5 minute breaker blocks or 5 minute unicorns, and then you're only gonna get notifications on that type of setups. But yeah, it was really nice. It's wild that we caught the trade short, like the trade short, and then as soon as we got our take profit, the 2R, it just completely stopped moving. Insane. Boring price action so far right now after the trade played out. We didn't check crude oil today. Mm, mm, mm. Nothing too interesting. We maybe had some longs right here at 3 and gold. Gold. Gold just playing around the open. Yeah, and Q was the cleanest one, I guess. Do you know your average win rate? Yeah, my average win rate. I think I mentioned it a few times, but I think the average would be something around the 55% win rate with 2R. I have moments where I have a little bit of a higher win rate as in moments where I have like a lower win rate. Um, if when I'm in a moment on the like higher part of my win rate, like distribution, I guess, I would be around the 57%, 58. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. Zeus, like, you always come up with the best things. So yeah, on a good moment, I'm gonna be around the 56, 57, 58 even. Or in a bad moment, I would be around 48, 49, around the 50% with Tuar. That's good. Like you can make money consistently with Tuar, and that we really like with Tuar, even if you are at 40%, you make money. Um, so yeah, right, around the 48, on a bad month or something like this. And then the average is going to be like 55, around 55, 54, 55. That's going to be the average. So I lose 50% of the times. What happened to the second short? Let's check. Probably it didn't it didn't play out. Like we didn't get the 2R, so it's still showing. As long as it's going like when it reaches this area, it's gonna fail and it's gonna disappear. But yeah, it's shame that it didn't get the 2R. I think the tool is really useful, but you really need to still understand so many things about the logic of the model. That's why I said, I think a couple weeks ago, that I was going to drop like the model course. I'm going to drop a course for the model for completely free, like it's going to be free on the Unicore model website. So I want everyone to be able to understand the logic and yeah, exactly. I know, Alex. It would have been a break-even trade probably at this point. But I want people to be able to understand the model. So if they want to use the tool, they can understand the tool. If they don't want to use the tool, whatever. Like I think the model is just something meaningless without like all of the parts of it. Like that's why I think I want to give out the complete course for free. to you move this. Wow, that's the reaction from this area here was really strong. 400 people on X. I know X has been crazy. Like at the start, we had like I don't know around 100 on X and 100 like or like 80, 60 on YouTube. Uh, but X usually is crushing it during London. Like we have a ton of people. So grateful. Like I mean it. I'm really grateful for you guys being here. I never thought I would be trading live in front of so many people. Like I don't know, a few months ago. It was something that I never wanted. Like not because I didn't want to do it, because I didn't want to trade and expose myself into trading in front of people. I don't know. I never thought I would have like the anything interesting to tell people so they wanted to stay around, you know? At least that's what I thought. Um, because you've seen when it comes to trading, I don't really care about what happens while I'm trading. I do believe in my model. I do believe on what I've been doing for years. So I'm always trying to just be more like as transparent as I can when it comes to taking trades live. But besides trading, I never thought I would be someone that could be able to be in front of a camera for like 2 hours or 1 hour and something and be able to talk about anything that interesting for people to hang out for a long period of time with me here. So that's why I say it. I'm really grateful for you guys, like that you guys are here. Thanks, Andres, bro. Like, I really appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you. Explain what are we waiting for? So, see first. Um, to be honest, right now, let's get over the daily chart again to revise the bias here. But I think movement lower, at least to the daily, like we have a gap here, a new week opening gap. So the bias is short for me. And we also have obviously the devil's mark. So I guess for now, we're gonna do this. We're gonna hang out around here and eventually we're gonna like start moving lower. That's what I'm waiting for. Um, it is true that we had a great reaction here with Asia Low, whatever. Um, I hope this 15-minute holds. That's actually what I'm looking forward. But yeah, what I'm looking for is just maybe you can get another trade if you see this 15-minute high here. Also, it's going to be an hourly high in 40 minutes when we close the hourly candle. We can maybe create a fair value gap. No, we don't have a fair value gap, right? No, we don't have fair value gap. Yeah, we can create an hourly fair value gap. So maybe at 5 a.m., we can frame another short off of the 15-minute gap if we create a 1 hour gap and we can like keep moving lower. But for now, we really need to see a sign for price that we want to go lower. The first sign is respecting this 15-minute gap. We are doing on the hourly, we can create an hourly fair value gap at 5 a.m. Tap this hourly gap with a 15-minute gap and start looking for trade lows. But ideally, that's what I'm looking. A move lower into the devil's mark, creating the week on the daily candle and tapping into the new week opening gap. That would be ideal. The truth is, I'm not going to take any other trade here during London. We took our trade on the 5 minute before. That was really good. And I took my piece of the pie. I don't want to be exposed no more to any other trades. And probably I won't be exposed during New York. Uh, because hey, we still have like the whole week in front of us. I think it was a great start of it. Do you only trade breakers? I do. I do only trade breakers. I do only trade unicorns. And I do trade them the same way every day. And yeah, and pretty much every day, I think we can find something. Like I think we've been trading during London session. That's usually not the best session to trade. We've been trading and taking 1, 2 trades every session, and funny enough, it's been really good so far. Like I think we profited at pretty much most of the days. Way more wolf. London and pre New York has been like way better than New York itself. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have to agree with you. That's why I think we also had great like trading during London session the past weeks. I don't know if it's gonna remain this way. I hope it does because we are milking the London sessions. Uh, and I hope it stays the same way. Boop, 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 boom. Here the 15 minutes still holding. Uh and New York's making me do things I'm not proud of. Same. Because like New York right now, it just 9:30 opens. We move into a way like super strong. All of a sudden we just drop or we like go higher, but usually it's been up, down, and then eventually up again, really hard. Like we consolidate for a bit and then we start moving to the upside like crazy, where it doesn't give you an entry. You lost like three fundeds while trying to catch the bottom. Uh, I'm full pouring. Are you really full pouring five fundeds? You're filming 1 hour and four accounts three, four times in that 1 hour. It's just insane, Karen. Like insane. I used to think unicorn too simple to work, but I see now that what makes it work is that of our all reading analysis, PN structure you're trading. What do you think? It is Mozilla. Like it actually is. T- like hear me. You can be trading unicorn, break a block, OBs, fair value gaps, inverse value gaps. Like the entry function is the least important thing. You need to have the right context for this entry function to have sense, like to have the why you should get into that exact moment. Like my tool is printing a ton of different setups. That means you can take every setup? No, you really need to find the context. You really need to form the context with that setup itself, right? So it's really important to be able to read and analyze where the market is going and is heading. So and what you can expect from different areas in the chart to start looking for your entry function. Do you think instant funded is worth it? It is if you are consistent. Like if you are a good trader and you know you can beat the game, the prop firm game, it is so worth it. And you have the money. If you don't have the money, like just get the the evaluation and pass it, and that's it. Like it is true that if you have time and you know you have a proven model that you can pass evaluations fast, it's always best to get like the evaluation instead of the instant funding. But if you're in a rush and you know you want to, like not in a rush, but you know you can make it and trick like the rule system of the prop firms, I think that the instant funding are worth it. Can I get your indicator for the unicorn? You can obviously. We didn't launch it yet. We are on a waitlist system for the coming days until Thursday. Uh, and you can like get into the unicorn model. Let me show you the .com, and you're gonna find like the what the indicator has, the features, the waitlist access, so you can get it. But yeah, it's gonna be for everyone to use. Do you trade London primarily? Nowadays, I do, just because of the streams. I used to trade. I used to trade New York more than London, but I think I found a way to trade London session, and yeah, and I just managed to profit from London. I think I trade London way better now than New York. But yeah, if your question is if I'm streaming London session regularly, scalp and cry, I'm here every day. Like besides like bank holidays or any specific reason that I cannot be trading, like 95% of the days I'm streaming London session here. So you can join any day. Everything is better when Trump is sleeping. You're right, Cipher. You're right. Instant funding traps when you're in drawdown, 20% consistently wears you down. Yeah, but I think it's still like not having to go, like if you can manage the feeling of like being a little bit more slow with because of the consistency and everything, I think if you can manage to overcome that, I think it's faster still by going with the fund with the instant funding and having the 20% consistency rather than going through the evaluation phase that has for 40% consistency and then the second phase that might have like a different consistency rule. I don't know. I mean, I pretty much never used instant funding. I think I did like once with TradeFi, and that's it because like I'm not usually like rush to to just get to payout. So I just prefer to trade slowly. So reacting from this 15, uh, just slow overall. Are you getting a new paddle racket? Which one you getting? I did the change on mine like a while ago. And it's hard when you change your racket because like you're really used to the one that you had before. That the new one feels like if it's not like pretty much the same specs, it's gonna feel weird. Because I usually played with like a control one focused like more in the control and not like the power of like the when you hit the ball. And then made the switch to one that was like fully to get it like hard. Um, and it took me a while to get used to. Oh, you're one of me. You're into the same type of rackets. Exactly, you want power. Yeah, 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 yeah. Same as me. Matthew, one thing away from my stop loss if it drops to take profit. That would be insane. Where was your stop loss? Are you looking for longs or shorts, Matthew? What time frame do you like to use? The unicorn model in the most? I would say 1 minute, 5 minute. That's my two time frames to go with. 1 minute and 5 minutes, yeah. Because the frequency is good enough on both time frames and the setups are solid. Like if you want to be more safe, just go for the 5 minute, wait for hourly fair value gaps, and that's I mean, you can do it. Statistically, statistically, you would make money if you do this. But to be able to fit it always into the statistic, you would be able to catch like 500 trades in a month or something like this, or like 400 trades. I would suggest to just pair the the indicator with like high time frame points of interest, like mark out an hourly fair value gap. And if we tap and then go lower into your entry time frame with the indicator, and then wait if the tool shows up something aligning with the high time frame. Like the tool for me is just something that you have there. You don't have to focus on the entry function anymore. You just have to focus on high time frame points of interest. And when something shows up aligning with your high time frame points of interest, then take it. What are do you like to aim for? 2R, always 2R. That's my number. Obviously, I'll motivate even if there's something that makes sense along the move. Like if it's something that makes sense for me to just move break even, uh, I move it. But yeah, always looking for 2R. How do a beginner approach funding account all the way to being funded? Step by step guide. It's hard, a step by step guide, but I think one would be to just one, don't over leverage on funding accounts. Like don't get 5 accounts right away. I saw so many people starting with prop firms trying to trade multiple accounts at once. Don't do this. Even just get the 25, like the lowest uh, funding account, like the 25K accounts or something like this. Just get that one. Reduce your exposure, reduce the amount of money that you're spending on prop firms, and then create a plan. Like I think one of the worst things you could do is not having like a trading plan with the funding, like not having a risk parameter placed. You have to always trade the same amount on each one of the trades because you if you're not consistent with the trade size, you're gonna find yourself that you're gonna lose big, then win small. Um, And if you don't follow the same risk amount, you're gonna find yourself in the loop of like the account going up, down, break even, up, down, break even. You need to focus on the same type, like the amount of risk. Um, and then set yourself rules when it comes to the amount of trades that you can take a day. You have to try to divide, like find a good risk amount that lets you have like a losing streak, but also on the other side a good amount that lets you pass the evaluation or get to pay out in a decent amount of time. Um, I think I can come up like if you go to I think propfirm.compare has tools to decide the amount of risk to decide like I don't know if they even have like a guide for for trading prop. But it's just creating a plan. So many people start trading funded accounts without a plan, and having a plan makes 50% of the work. Okay, boys and girls, it's close to time of finishing the stream. We're not gonna get any other trade here. I do think NQ is primed for continuation lower, but we already had our trade short that we took here. That's the trade that we took today. So it was really clean. If anyone has any question, just please let me know. If you are watching the stream through X, because I see we have 463 people over there. If you have any question, please make sure to come over YouTube and ask. Because you are welcome here on YouTube. I think it's better to just follow the stream on YouTube, to be honest. But it's up to you, obviously. But yeah, if no one has any question, as always, I really appreciate you guys being here, joining, following the stream, and trading with me. So really grateful for this. Thanks for the stream. Great trade. See you tomorrow. Yeah, same Andres. Thank you so much for the support. And yeah, great start of the week. We're gonna see each other tomorrow, same time, London session. Yep, thank you, Yep. Um, thank you so much for everything as always. We're gonna see tomorrow at the same time. Have a good day. Have a good day with your session. Be careful. See you tomorrow, guys. Thank you. Bye, bye, bye.